Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Lucas. Right now we're chatting with Paul Gerhardt, who's the founder of Lockitron. You just introduced some awesome new products this week. Tell us about them.
Yeah, so we're showing off Bolt today. It's a connected door lock, connects to your phone. You can lock and unlock it from anywhere in the world. Or you can just connect it over Bluetooth and get in using your phone with our feature called Sense. So with Sense, you just walk up to the door, the phone unlocks, or the door unlocks for you. So you don't have to take your keys out of your pocket. It's kind of a lot like what you'd see in a modern automobile with no keys, just keyless entry.
Cool. So, I mean, I've seen a few different smart locks on the market. What kind of differentiates Lockitron's Bolt?
So as far as feature compatibility, I think we're even with everybody else. This week we've announced two new products, one of which is a keypad add-on for Lockitron Bolt.
Okay.
No other product has that yet. So essentially it's a plug-in unit that fits into the back of the lock and goes on the outside of the door.
Okay.
So we've been prototyping that this summer
with another set of command
our
strips.
older model, our older styling. So with the keypad, you normally just have an exterior lock. This fits in between the lock and the door frame. And you can just tap a button and lock it, or you can give guests a unique key code, like if they're an Airbnb guest coming in from out of town, they don't have cell service yet. You just issue them a key, it's dynamic, and then it expires after their trip is over.
Cool. So a keypad kind of seems like a little bit of an odd direction for a company. It's like kind of a move backwards in physical features. What kind of feedback were you getting that kind of prompted you to make this move?
So the reason we introduced the keypad is we've kind of been trying to address this problem of universal access, and that's trying to make Lockitron work for everybody. And there's a lot of situations where it's just more convenient to give somebody a keypad for the types of scenarios that we call basically micro access. It's like if you think of micro payments in the payment space, it's just a one-time transaction for a very small amount. So kind of one of the features we want to enable with Lockitron is just being able to give your TaskRabbit a key code to get into the house, or your Airbnb guest a key code to get into the house. And also we found it's a really, really nice failure backup mode for if you're out late and your phone dies and you still want to get into your home, but you, of course, don't want to carry keys around anymore.
Totally.
So
you have this is kind of your consumer-facing lock, but you also have a kind of enterprise business-facing lock that you're working on.
Yeah, that's right. So also we've been privately beta testing what we call Lockitron Access.
Okay.
And this is basically, it's a way for us to break out of the smart home market and get into the full potential of what smart locks can do for all sorts of industries. So it's a device that plugs into most commercial access control systems. You find it in universities or hospitals, startups or co-working spaces.
Yeah.
So what's so brilliant about Access is it's the same device that fits into each of these places as far as installation goes.
Yeah.
But from the software perspective, we can really tailor it to that application.
Okay.
And the use cases for what a university or hospital needs are so different for what a startup or a co-working space needs.
Yeah. So in thinking about how needs have changed, I mean, you guys have been around in the smart home space for a while. You were founded in 2009, and your first one of these came out a couple years later. I mean, how have you seen smart home space change? Are consumers growing, more comfortable with having internet-connected devices in their houses?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly been an interesting evolution. I think when we started, we saw that this is so far back that the idea of introducing apps for the iPhone was a novelty. That had literally just come out. And we had this brainwave of what if apps could talk to hardware? What if they could talk to the real world? And it sounds quaint nowadays, but back then there's nothing else like that. I think maybe 6 months after we started the company, the first connected device came out, and that's the Fitbit Wi-Fi scale. And from there's just been a series of these devices that solve interesting problems, and some of them are really, really surprising in their utility, and some of them are just kind of comical. So I think it's not always obvious what products are going to be successful when you add a layer of internet or a layer of software to them.
Exactly. Because some companies approach it with looking at the mundane kind of things that you would never think about adding internet access to, and other ones are kind of it's super techy. I mean, what devices have you seen other than smart locks? Are they devices that are just kind of integral into people's daily processes already at home?
I think
are they brand new things?
There's a mix between companies looking for alternate revenue streams and introducing just a novelty product. So for a while, it was the Internet of Things in 2013 when we saw the space start to really pick up. It was just let's plug internet into all the things.
Yeah.
And then in 2014, it kind of changed into, let's see what we can get recurring revenue for. And I think Dropcam is probably the most successful example of that, where 50% of their customers are paying that company $10 a month. And at this point, it's making more money than the rest of the Nest products combined.
Totally.
Yeah, 2015, we saw a change to trying to introduce not really a razor blade model, but a subscription goods model. So you saw the introduction of things like the Wink coffee maker that you'd buy a subscription to coffee beans.
Yeah.
You saw the Amazon Dash buttons where you just push a button and you get access to basically physical goods.
Right.
And I think a lot of that stuff is so different and new to us that sometimes it's shocking, and people thought the Amazon buttons were a joke, but now that they've been out for 6 months, you start seeing people with like 8 of them. They just keep getting more and more.
So when can people get this? What were the prices again on not only the Bolt but the keypad as well?
So the Bolt is $99 and it's available starting November 24th. We're going to ship live on that date. And the keypad is $50 add-on.
Okay.
And then our commercial access solution just depends on what kind of space you have.
Totally.
We tailor it to co-working space that's got 500 doors in London, and then we have another one in San Francisco that's just 2 doors and 2 offices that we're sharing.
Awesome. Hey, well, it was great chatting with you, Paul. Look forward to seeing what you guys come out with next.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Lucas. Take care.